Question. Oh, here we go. Cat B. Oh, Cat B. Hi, Cat B. Question. How do I confront the issue in my relationship where I feel the man is not acknowledging my feelings, even though I am working really hard to be supportive of him? How do I confront? Okay, isn't it interesting? How do I confront? Isn't that an interesting choice of words? Instead of, and by the way, I'm not criticizing you, Kate, but I think the word you were looking for is how do I express? See, confront is a violent term. I have to confront you, okay? Instead of expressing. So one of the things, come back to this book, Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. By the way, folks, by the way, Kate, Kat, I'm not criticizing you. I'm only pointing out, and I know you probably didn't mean it that way, but it's interesting that that was the choice of words you chose. And so going back to this question of how to address, maybe a better way of saying, how do I address and express that I'd like to have more communication with respects to my feelings? So this comes back to understanding the 5 love languages. By the way, folks, if you're not familiar with the 5 love languages, it's important to learn each other's love language, because one of the primary reasons why people aren't connecting with one another is they're not speaking each other's love language. They're not actually connecting at an emotional level. In addition, I already recommended the book Making Love All the Time, and I recommend this because it's going to teach you a lot of the mechanics of a relationship. And I'm a big proponent, folks. Listen, you're not going to hear any other dating coach say this, or listen. By the way, I'm going to say, I have to pause for a second and say, I recognize my arrogance when I criticize other dating coaches. I'm going to own it. There's a level of arrogance out there, but I think it comes from a place not of wisdom, of just experience, okay? There's just a lot of garbage out there. And so I'm about to share something that I wished every couple would do. And that is, the minute the penis gets to go inside the vagina on a regular basis, I believe couples should be intentional about their relationship. And I think they should do once a quarter a couples workshop together. Let me repeat that. Once a quarter at a minimum of a couples workshop together. Folks, most of you are dating casually without any real direction. And this is why you're frustrated over and over and over again. Because the reality is as the saying is, why buy? Listen, guys can get laid without very little commitment. And we can get a lot of feminine energy from you, female energy, let me reframe it, from you without doing much effort. Let's stop this. You, by the way, when I talked about being your big brother with the shotgun, I want you to be the shotgun at the guy and say, what the fuck are your intentions if you want to explore getting to know me? And are you open to doing something called co-creating a relationship? Instead of, ladies, you've been so indoctrinated that men are the leaders of the relationship and men are in charge. That's, again, bad advice, because you are in charge of your destiny. So I'm a big proponent of, I'm a big proponent of a relationship in the dating process being a 2-lane street, where you're both making effort mutually. Mutual effort. That includes taking him out on a date. If he's taking you out, you plan and take him out. It should be like a seesaw. It should be like a ping pong table. But no, a lot of, by the way, anyone who tells you otherwise, anyone who says it's the, by the way, let me give you an example of why I'm so fucking pissed off. But I heard a relationship expert say, if a guy didn't offer to treat the valet after you've had this nice date with him, don't ever say yes to a second date. And I just thought about that. And let's just say he treated for dinner, bought drinks, and he paid, but he didn't pay the valet. All right, that's a reflection. By the way, that's such an egoic bullshit excuse to say no to a second date, especially after he's been generous. And I don't care what anyone tells you otherwise. Someone who's giving that advice is giving such harmful, toxic advice to another human being, because it's missing the most important piece, the person's heart. someone was generous enough to treat you, and then that's going to be the reason why. Why isn't it that the woman isn't paying his valet? Why isn't that? I'm just put that out there. But to use, so this is why I'm so adamant about calling bullshit out when I see this, because many of you have been indoctrinated in this false belief of how relationships should be. And I'm here to say your only chance for success in the future is to be intentional and to actually choose partners who are willing to co-create a relationship that looks like this instead of relationships that are winging it. I'm venting. I'm getting it off my chest. Thank you for listening. Home. Okay, trying to come back to center. Thank you so much, Kat. And I appreciate you allowing me to kind of call you out a little bit on that one. And I know you didn't mean confront the way you said it. All right.